and abroad. Call them at 866-224-5422. The AmpSquare.tv library allows productions to be seen over and over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. AMP2.tv, the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP2.tv.
Talk health, talk wealth, talk politics, talk 1470 and 95.3 FM, WNN.
Hello, and welcome to the Power Biz Show. Happy Halloween. Yes, this is your girl, Ann Charlius. And for those of you who are watching via live stream video, whether it is on Facebook or Periscope or YouTube, yes, I am Miss Piggy for your holiday delight. So happy Halloween. We'll talk about why I'm dressed up as Miss Piggy with the blonde hair and the diamonds in a little bit. But tonight's show is going to be an amazing show because it is a show that is going to really peel back the onion and not only give you some tips, tricks, and information about how to really prep your flash sale for the holiday season, but it's also going to talk about some horror stories, business horror stories, and that's how we're going to celebrate Halloween, by sharing some of those horror stories so that you can learn the lessons and not have to experience it first. So happy and welcome. I want you guys to understand that if you're watching via social media, go ahead, hit that share button. Sharing is caring. And we are so excited to be the Power Biz Show, helping entrepreneurs elevate their business, and proudly sponsored by Bloomberg Business Week. Our first co-host who will be discussing those two topics today is our very own Kristen. Kristen, are you there? Kristen, are you there?
I hope so.
Yes,
I'm here.
yes, now I can hear you. Welcome. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you, too.
Now, am I going to have the pleasure of seeing you on video also for our live stream viewers?
I hope so.
Okay, great. So they're going to be working on that. While they do that, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hello, everyone. I am Kristen Robinson, your social media head coach of KR Design, helping you generate leads for your business using Facebook ads, live streaming, and social media. And you can find me all over social media at KRD Marketing, where you can get more tips on those topics.
Wonderful. And how can they reach you again? Repeat that, because that went by pretty fast, even for me.
You guys can find me all over social media at KRD Marketing, where you can find tips and also get our weekly newsletter as well, if you like it delivered via email inbox.
Okay, awesome. So let's go to that first question, Kristen. Let's talk about what they can do, what those entrepreneurs out there can do to prep for a holiday season that's starting tomorrow and their flash sales.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I know. I can't believe it. Feels like it's going by so fast. Like, oh, gosh. So how they can start prep. So basically, how can they start prepping for their flash sale? It's funny that you say that, because I've been making my list on how I'm going to prep for my flash sale. Looking at the list of products, that I want to sell, that I want to start doing with. There I am. Hello. That's what I'm looking at, is what is the list of products that I need to do, that I need to have, and also thinking about the price points of what they need to be. And I've also been brainstorming. I'm sorry, I came in from Dallas over the weekend, so I had lots of time to think about all this stuff. But the biggest thing I've been thinking about is bonuses. What are some bonuses? What are some things I can make it totally irresistible that can give me leverage for the next thing? So let me just, let me use myself as a case study, and I think that might help. So I'm having a 3-day event in April. I'm really excited about it. And what I want to do as a bonus is I want to give tickets to this event. And so I've been thinking for my Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale is not only am I going to give you a big discount on some of my programs and products, but for any one you buy, or maybe a certain number, I haven't really decided, maybe if it's a certain product or program, or if it's just all of them, you are going to get a free ticket to my event. And basically, the products are going to range from $27 to $197, and you'll be able to get a ticket, which is usually worth $997. That's how much it usually costs. It's $1,000 for this ticket for this event. You'll be able to get it for free if you purchase maybe a $47 product, which is huge, right? Like,
absolutely.
But the thing about it is that I'm leveraging this sale to fill my event, right? People, like, I'm using this as leverage, and you can do the same thing in your business. I see the piggy, and I see how she matches. She's like so matching. I love it. But I think the biggest thing is, instead of just thinking about this moment, right, for, your flash sale for the holidays, think about, take it one step further. What can you add as a bonus or something irresistible to leverage something in the future? Maybe let's go with you're a wedding planner, right? Or you're a wedding photographer, right? This is the time where everyone's getting their holiday cards done. So maybe your bonus is, hey, if you purchase all of these and get your greeting cards done before the holidays so you can send them out, I will do your wedding anniversary photos, right? Everyone has a wedding anniversary, okay? So maybe you think, well, I'll do a photo shoot of your anniversary if you purchase this package, right? Think about how you can leverage further sales and further connections with your clients. I was just at LaunchCon, and they were saying now the new statistic is, they said it's anywhere between 17 to 21 touches before someone becomes a client.
So how many more touches can you do
in your Black Friday and leverage that to get more touches to get them to purchase something more or something for you in the future than just right now as your flash sale?
That is a very good point. And that's actually, I'm so glad that you had that statistic, because that's one of the pain points for many of my entrepreneurs that I work with. They think that they can post an ad and the person sees it one time and boom, they become a client. They become a customer. So repeat that for our audience. How many times on average does a person need to touch something before they actually buy?
Well, the new statistic is about 17 to 21.
Wow.
At least that's it's more than 10. Let's put it that way. It's more than 10. I know it's more than 10. I know for me personally, for my clients, it is definitely in the 15 to 21 range for my potential clients. And that's why I do Periscope, right? I do Facebook Lives. They get social media posts. I have a private free Facebook group. There's the email that they get. And the thing is, here's the thing you have to remember. When you start using technology like live streaming or social media, here's the cool part about that. They can get a lot of these touch points in one day, right? So if someone's on my email list, they get the daily email. If they're in my Facebook group, they're going to see the post on Facebook, right? If they're on Periscope, hopefully they'll see me live. And that's 3 touch points that I already did in one day, right? So if it takes, let's say 21, the magic number, I just need 7 more days like that, and they can become a client. They hit 21 touch points. So I think that's another thing when it comes to leveraging things like social media, live streaming, and I know some of you guys do not want to do this for your business. I know even brick and mortar, I know it's a pain. Trust me, I know. But if you can use several of these touch points of just 1 touch point per day, that's 3 weeks. But if you can do 3 touch points per day, that's 1 week. That's only from the time they met you to a week later. They have enough information to make an informed decision about whether to move forward with you. And that's huge. I mean, we just cut your sales cycle by 2/3, right? Like,
absolutely.
It takes 1/3 of the time to do it.
Absolutely.
So just keep that in mind for those of you, it doesn't matter what business you do. Just keep that in mind. How many touch points do they have? Especially even if it is for a flash sale, which is a very low cost, item, they still need touch points. Maybe not 21 touch points, but they're definitely going to need at least 10 plus, right? So how can you get those touch points in before your flash sale to make those holiday sales?
That's a really, really good point. Now, when dealing with flash sales, Kristen, how do you build excitement as an entrepreneur, how do you build excitement? Because, we're so excited about our stuff, but how do you build excitement with the consumer?
2 words: waiting list. Wait list, people. Believe it or not, that's a very popular thing now, not just amongst us internet marketers, but just in general. Like I said, one of the things that I love, I think I touched on this a couple of weeks ago, is I'm a Best Buy Rewards member. I love Best Buy. It's everywhere I go as a military spouse. I love Best Buy, okay? One of the things I love about them is when they do their Black Friday sale, guess what us rewards members get? We get to come in that Thursday and shop. Only us, the store's closed. They close the store early, and us Rewards Zone members get to go in and shop before the general public. So we get to go through and see all those things, and we don't even have to come in on Black Friday, right? We're done. We're done. We got our stuff.
Exactly.
All public, good luck figuring out what they're doing. So wait list, right? If you have VIP clients or, if you have VIP clients or clients that you love, make them feel special. Let them come into your store early. Maybe you don't have VIP clients or you don't have a rewards program. Now a flash sale is a good time to start a rewards program. How many items you buy or how many dollars you buy or, X amount of bundle, you're going to get this, as a visit. It's a good time to start a rewards program. But it's also a great thing to do a wait list. So let me show you my calendar. This is kind of funny. So,
and while you grab the calendar, I just want to do a quick shout out to John Kelly, who said, "Awesome job. Keep up the great work." Thank you so much, John Kelly. Thank you for tapping in and joining us. So let's get back to that calendar. Tell us about it.
So Black Friday is here. Cyber Monday is here. So I got Black Friday right here. So basically on the 20th, I don't have it written out. It's written on my notes down here. But on the 20th, actually, let me go back. The Friday before, the 17th, I'm going to send an email to my list, right, my email subscribers, and be like, hey, Black Friday's next Friday. Did you want to see what's going to happen? Do you want to see what's going to be on sale? Sign up for the wait list, and 2 days before, 48 hours, you get to get exclusive access to the Black Friday sales page and look and see what's available and actually purchase it before the public is done, before the public gets to see, right?
I love that. That is a great idea.
Right, because even though I am one person, I'm sure there'll be products and programs, I'm going to have things with limited quantity, just like, an e-commerce, just like a brick and mortar store would have. So I'm going to have, a half VIP day that might be half off, or, it might be $9.97. Normally that same thing is about $3,000. So it might be $9.97, but I'm only offering 5 of them. So if you're on my early bird list and you see that $9.97 and it's usually 3 times that amount, you're like, oh my gosh, this is a steal. And I might sell out before it's open to the public. So wait lists, you guys. Wait lists are great, or any type of exclusive offer to really get people excited. It's all about making people feel special and exclusivity, right? So if you have VIP clients or rewards clients, and like I said, maybe you don't have a VIP client program, just look at the clients that you love, right? The clients that buy your stuff that you love, or the clients you love serving, give them a little something extra. Give them a little, something that they can, access things early, or, they get a special something for referring, or a special something just for being a good client of yours.
I love that. That is great. Now, we also want to talk about horror stories, spooky stories as it pertains to business, since it is Halloween. And what are you? Are you dressed for Halloween, Kristen? Are you a amazing internet marketer? Is that what you're dressed up as this Halloween? Is that what it is?
Actually, I am dressed in my radio show podcast outfit.
Oh, okay. So you're a podcaster for Halloween. Can you share a spooky horror story as it relates to business and some lessons that you've learned that you can share with the audience?
Okay. So this is a good one. And it was scary. It was scary. Oh, this was scary. So my business bestie was throwing her first 3-day event. And at the time, I was pretty new in business. We had just joined a mastermind together, so I was pretty much fresh out of money, right? High-level mastermind, 20 grand plus to be in this mastermind. So it's pretty cashed out, right? Really didn't have enough money. I didn't really have a lot of money. But she invited me to be a speaker on her stage, and was like, hey, my event's in Atlanta. At the time, I lived in Hawaii at the time.
Wow.
And her event was in Atlanta. And she's like, I want you to be on my stage. Come over, whatever. And you know what? I won't even split the sales with you. Normally if some of you guys who don't know, normally when you speak on a stage, you split the sales with the host. And she's like, I don't want to split the sales because it's my first event. I just want to see how it goes. You can do a $297 or $497 product, it'd be great. And at the time, we also shared the same virtual assistant. So her assistant was going to be there, who was also my assistant. So I didn't have to hire anybody to bring me over from Hawaii. That assistant, since we both shared that assistant, was going to help me with sales as well at the table, right? The sales table when people were ordering things. So I'm excited. And I did not have the heart to tell her until 2 weeks later. This story that I'm telling you was I paid for a one-way ticket to Atlanta because I did not have the money to get back from Atlanta. So here I am on the plane going, oh my gosh, the speaking gig better work because if not, I'm stuck in Atlanta. And at the time, we had literally, like I said, $20,000 plus mastermind. We had depleted all of our savings. So if I didn't make these sales, I was not going to get home. Seriously, I was not going to be able to fly home at all, okay?
That is walking out on faith.
Oh, yeah. So I flew over with my order print forms, and I did oh, and by the way, I had to pay my assistant. Even though we were sharing an assistant, I had to pay for my assistant, right? Like, I had to pay for her time for helping me.
Right.
So I did the math, and I had to sell 10 units of my product to fly home, just to fly home and pay my assistant. We're not talking making revenue. We're just to get home and pay my assistant. I had to sell 10 units. In a room, you ready for this? In a room of 36 people. So I have to convert 1/3 of the room, you guys.
That's major.
Yeah, okay, so for those of you guys who are like, I don't get it, most speakers convert 20%. So to convert 33%, like 1/3 of the room, is like huge, okay? So I have to sell 10 units in a room of 36 people they don't even know me. And they don't know me. Let's put that out there too. They don't know me from a hole in the wall either, right? So cold audience, I got to sell 10 units. So I get to Atlanta. I was like, you know what? I need to sell 10 units. I'm going to do a fast action bonus. The first 10 people get something, right? So that way at least I know I'm going to get my 10 and go home and make this up, right? And if I don't get 10, I'm a little screwed. So I go to Atlanta. I got my order forms. I do my presentation. And you guys, lo and behold, because we were going to a lunch break afterwards. So I asked my assistant, how much did we make? She goes, you sold 9. I wanted to cry. I'm like, are you serious? No, I need 10. I need 10. Oh my gosh, right? So we come back from lunch, and I'm like, how am I going to get this 1 unit? How am I going to get this 1 unit? I don't know how I'm going to do this. So we get back on the stage, and I tell my business bestie, I'm like, hey, I'm one. I didn't tell her why. I was just like, hey, I'm 1 unit short of my goal. Can you make an announcement? She goes, hey, everybody, before we get to the next session, we're going to take an additional 10 minutes. If you didn't get time to buy Kristen's thing, she has 1 space left for the fast action bonus of 10 people. This is your chance to get it. And we ended up selling 13 units, actually, of my thing. Yeah, so you know what? So that day I was the cleanup speaker. That was my job. I cleaned up the room. Whoever didn't buy, they pretty much bought from me. And it was the last day of the event. So after we had charged all the credit cards, right, because we charge on demand. We're not waiting to go to the hotel room. We're getting it now. After we finished, I literally went on my tablet and booked my flight so I could go home the next morning. Oh, my gosh. So talk about, scary horror story. I thought I was going to be stuck in Atlanta because my husband didn't get paid until 2 days later, right? So now the hotel bill is accruing, right?
Oh, right.
And oh, my gosh, how am I going to get home? And so I would have to spend an extra 2 days in Atlanta if I didn't make these sales. But we sold 13 units total. I got on a plane to go home. My VA got paid, and I actually left with a little bit of cash in my pocket. And that's my horror story.
That is a serious horror story. You would have been stranded. You would have been out on that curb at Amtrak trying to figure it all out. So, but that just goes to show you, Kristen, so much of entrepreneurship is taking that gamble, taking that risk, walking out on faith in order to see that reward. And I want to thank you for sharing that transparent moment and being real and 100. Because at the beginning of any entrepreneur, minus your last name being Gates or Zuckerberg, listen, you're on a shoestring budget at the beginning trying to make it work. And that's the reality. Don't believe the Instagram memes. Most people, they have to bootstrap it in order to make it at the beginning of their business. So thank you for that transparency. We're going to leave you in New Orleans. Before we leave you, can you please share with the audience how they can connect with you?
So what I recommend, the best way to connect with me is connect with me on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/KRD Marketing. If you go there, hurry up and go there. This week, you'll be able to access my 5-day Facebook ad challenge, which is basically in 5 days, you will learn how to create a Facebook ad that works and converts. I just did a very long training actually on my business page. It's actually pinned to the top where I recap the challenge day by day. And I also give you 3 things you need to know so you don't waste money on Facebook ads. So if you go to my Facebook page, that training is at the top right then and there. And then if you want to actually get into our private Facebook group for the challenge, it's biggest day on my timeline, cover photo on my business page where you can sign up and join us in the private Facebook group where I can answer any questions that you have.
That is wonderful. Well, thank you, Kristen. We're going to zoom on over to Atlanta, Georgia. Hello, Hotlanta. Are you there, Benicia Ponder?
Hello, Ann Charlie is, a.k.a. Miss Piggy today.
Yes. Miss Piggy came to slay. She came to slay. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I love it. Oh, I love it.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, for those members who don't already know who Benicia Ponder is, tell them why they should take notice.
Well, Benicia Ponder is the breakthrough strategist and founder of the Unstoppable You Revolution and luminary authors. I help you to master, to maximize, and to monetize your God-given genius. And what that means is if you have a message to share and you really want to get that out into the world, I help you to make a powerful impact and an abundant income. And that's really why my clients come to me, is for that. And over the past 10 years or so, I have helped my clients to generate more than $20 million as they are sharing their messages of hope, of healing, and of breakthrough all over the world. And so that's what I do. That's what that's my mission, my purpose, my vision, all of that. And that's what I absolutely love to do.
That is awesome. Well, Benicia, we have 2 questions on the floor. We'll deal with the first one that deals with flash sales. This is October 31st. Tomorrow, holiday season officially begins. What advice can you give entrepreneurs out there on best strategies for their flash sales?
Well, I think that flash sales are really about getting people into the door, about really getting people to know who you are. And you're not trying to sell your biggest, boldest thing, right? You're not trying to sell your highest ticket right then and there. You're getting people into the door to get to know you, to taste and see. It's kind of like that pink spoon at Baskin Robbins. They give you a little taste so you can see which flavors you like, and then you'll go around and you'll get, a couple of scoops of this and a couple of scoops of that, but they give you a little taste first. And that's what a flash sale really is that little taste. So you're doing lower priced type of things. If you are a service-based business, maybe you're offering your discovery calls at a lower rate. If you are a brick and mortar retail type business, maybe you're offering some little piece of something to get people in, to get people interested in what you have. And then once people come in the door and they have that taste, of course they're going to want more. Have you ever been to Baskin Robbins and had a little taste from that little pink spoon and walked out the door? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
It's the same thing. So people are going to come in try out what you have, and then they're going to want more. And so that's really what flash sales are about, to really get your name out there, to really get people to come in and test you out.
You know, that's a great point, that flash sales truly are not about selling your most expensive product. It's really getting people into your financial economy, into your doors, getting people that have maybe passed you by for one reason or another. And it's a great opportunity with very little risk for them to try you out, for them to experience you, very similar to even like the cosmetic counter in department stores, where they will spray a little perfume for you to entice you to buy the whole bottle. You're absolutely right. Now, when you're thinking about flash sales, Benicia, do you think it's important to have some type of time frame for the flash sale?
Yes, absolutely. Time frame, limited quantity, all of those things that get people off of the fence. Because here's what happens, you know, people will look at your sale or look at someone else's sale, they'll look at someone else's sale, and then they'll decide to buy. Well, if they know they can only get this for, let's say, 24 hours or 8 hours, then they're going to go ahead and purchase right then. People procrastinate to the very end. And if there is a very short window, that's going to make them act even faster. And so you want to make sure that you do have some kind of time frame. This is not an all during the holidays. You definitely want to have different flash sales with limited time. So I remember Kristen talking about the 12 days of Christmas and having different sales on different days. You want to have that feeling that if I don't get it now, I'm going to miss out, and it's not coming around again. So you definitely want to have the time frames, the deadlines, limited quantity, those kind of things that make people say yes even sooner.
Absolutely. Creating that urgency that they need to act now. It's not going to be around December 24th. It's not going to be around December 25th or after the holidays. Creating that sense of urgency definitely allows people to move forward a lot faster and really take action. And that's incredibly, incredibly important. Now, what are your thoughts about posting more than once? Kristen indicated that research in marketing shows that the average consumer needs to touch the advertising, experience the advertising 17 to 21 times before you can expect them to convert. What is your take or opinion on that?
Well, I absolutely, positively agree. My business coach has been on me about this because this is something that I really have not been so awesome at. I will say that. But I do recognize the importance of continuing to share, continuing to let people know, because we are forgetful people. We have so many things happening. And while we think that we are the most important and everybody is looking at us and looking at everything that we're doing, that's not the case at all. People have so many other things to do. And so if they only see you once or on social media with the way things go, they may not see that one post at all. And so you have to post things over and over. And I'm finding that out. Even, I think it's being repetitive, but when people say, oh, I saw that, and I'm really thankful that you shared it more than once. I've had somebody say that to me in the past couple of days, like, oh, I saw that, and I was meaning to get back around to it, but I'm glad you posted it again because I wanted to take advantage of that. And so when you do that, when you're posting it, when you're sharing it, when you're engaging over and over, people are going to see you. It's not a bother, I'm finding. It's not a bother. It's actually something that's comforting. They know that you're there. They know that you are going to stick. And I totally agree with Kristen's statistics that it takes some time. I've had clients on my email list and my Facebook list and those kind of things for years, And then all of a sudden they come and say, oh, I've been following you for so-and-so amount of years or so-and-so amount of months, and I really need your help. I had someone call me, what was it, yesterday? I posted about ghostwriting, and she says, I need you. Now, this is somebody I used to do a radio show with a couple of years ago, and she's coming and she's saying, I need you now. Well,
Absolutely.
we've had a relationship for a while, but because I was still out there posting and things of that nature, she saw me, and it was her time to work with me.
Absolutely. And that really is what marketing is about. Getting that exposure, building up that awareness so that maybe they don't need you right now, but that when they do need you, you are the first thing to come to mind. So thank you so much for sharing that. Now let's move to our next topic. Horror story. This is Halloween. We have Miss Piggy in the house. And Miss Piggy is going to give you her opinion, and she's going to be a co-host also in a little bit. But first, I want to get your horror story in business that you can share and what lessons you garnered from that experience.
Ooh, I feel like there should be some kind of spooky music playing in the background.
Yeah, we should have did that. You're right. Ooh.
But let me tell you, the most scariest moment that I've had in business came about 6 to 7 months into my business. As you know, Ann, and I'll let some of the other audience members know, that I transitioned from being an attorney and a business development strategist, bringing in $250 to $300 an hour just to consult with me. And I jumped from that into being an author, a speaker, a coach, fulfilling my purpose and following my dreams and all the other good stuff that we talk about. And I can remember working hard, long hours, sharing my message. I was speaking, I was writing, I was coaching, I was doing all these different things. And I went to my bank account one day because I had to pay my cell phone bill. I was trying to check and see what was in there. And I had $3.11 in my bank account. And that was the scariest place for me. Not because of the money, but it was scary for me because I was on the verge of giving up on my dream. I was so financially, spiritually, emotionally, mentally drained that I was like, look, this purpose thing just doesn't work. And I'm going to have to stop. I'm going to have to go back to doing what I know makes money. And I'm going to, if it doesn't work out, I got to give it up. And it was scary for me because I knew God was calling me to do more, to be more, to have more. And in that place when I wanted to give it up was hard. And so the lessons I learned from there are the lessons I teach each and every day about purpose and prosperity, about impact and income, and really about the merging of those two, of having the lessons, learning how to not only just have an impact, not only feed your clients, but be able to feed yourself. I love saying you can't let your light shine if you can't pay your light bill. And that's where that saying came from, when I was in the middle of letting my light shine and feeling so drained that I didn't have enough to pour out anymore. Right. And so now I teach people how to get clear about their purpose, how to get clear about their vision, how to get clear about their strategy along with that vision, how to get confident in sharing, not just confident as far as speaking out, but confident with the tools and the strategies that you need, and then also how to build that cash flow. How do you make sure that you have the systems and the processes in place, the back end in place to make sure that you're able to bring in the money? And I'm not talking about just revenue. I'm talking about profit. How do you have money at the end of the day so that you can really survive and thrive as you're working in your business? So That's my business horror story.
Listen, that 311, I bet you don't look at the time 311 the same anymore.
Oh, my God. $3.11. I will never forget that. I was like, I can't even buy a cup of hot chocolate at Starbucks.
Listen, I think that is probably real scary for most of us, right? The thought of that. In fact, it blocks so many people from going into business because they want the security of a job. They want the security of a paycheck every 2 weeks, twice a month, whatever the case may be. And the reality is that fear of not being able to make ends meet really steals a lot of dreams, goals, and aspirations. And at some point, in order for you to go into entrepreneurship, you have to say that financial security is not enough. Because you can be financially secure and extremely unhappy. You can be financially secure and still not living in your purpose and feeling empty. And so at some point, you do have to make that choice and take that leap of faith. So thank you so much for sharing that. Before we go into my story and my tips and tricks for flash sales, Benicia, please share with the audience what events or what products or services are coming up for you and your brand and how they can connect with you.
Well, I am encouraging all of our listening audience to connect with me via text. You can text the word author, AUTHOR, to 31996 because, listen, I know that everyone listening to this broadcast has a story to share, and you have a message, whether you are a brick and mortar business, or you're a lawyer or a doctor or an accountant or a heart-centered entrepreneur, you have something that the world needs. And so I want to help you to get that message out, to build your income, to help you to have a more powerful impact in this world. So text the word author, AUTHOR, to 31996, and we can get on the phone and chat about how we can move you to that next level in your business.
Wonderful. Well, Benicia, do you mind staying online with me as I answer the questions and we can banter a little bit back and forth? So I'm just not talking to a video camera and a microphone all by myself. So please definitely stay on the air. And I just want to welcome everyone who's come in. You have been invited. You have entered the room. Clarity is power, Karen. Absolutely. She was my guest yesterday. Thank you for joining us on Facebook. Clarity is power. And I just want to welcome you guys in. Don't forget to share this out. Sharing is caring. This message, this advice, these tips and tricks may help an entrepreneur or aspiring entrepreneur that you know, that you love. And so by sharing, you're probably giving them some of the best love and a great gift tonight. And we are the Power Biz Show. We are a group of amazing superhero business strategists who have come together to help you power up and soar. You have the power in you, and we are here to help you develop that so that you can be that entrepreneur, that business person that you've always dreamed of. Entrepreneurs are the doers. They're the movers. They're the shakers, the inventors, the artists, the creators. And we absolutely love them. And so does our sponsor, Bloomberg Business Week. Thank you so much for sponsoring our program during this month where we had some extended programming. Really, really exciting to have that happening. So let's jump into the question. The two questions that we have on the floor, and we'll deal with the first one first, and that is dealing with a flash sale. As an entrepreneur, flash sales are going to become incredibly important, especially as we enter the height of the holiday season, especially Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And so I've collected some tips, some tricks to help entrepreneurs be able to thrive during their flash sales. For me, one of the first things you have to do is choose your discount or deal type. You have to figure out what type of deal you want to offer. That's the starting point. Are you offering a discount? Are you offering a free gift? Are you offering a product, a service? Do they have to use a particular coupon code, or are they just going to be able to make a purchase between this time and that time and get that price? Whatever the case may be, figuring out what type of deal that you are offering is key. Now, after you've done that, you definitely have to choose a time frame. We've talked about that earlier. You're choosing a time frame because if you're using a coupon, generally it is basic practice, right? Best practice to have an expiration date to motivate and inspire people to actually use it immediately so it doesn't get lost in their purse or their wallet somewhere. So choosing a time frame definitely is on my list to do. Build excitement. Yes, excitement. Excitement is so important. Wouldn't you say, Benicia?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Who wants to go to a boring party? I know I don't. Who wants to go to a boring flash sale? I know I don't. So don't do a boring flash sale. Build some excitement. Make it a party. In fact, it's so interesting, Benicia. I do this thing where I really do try to make everything a party, make everything a good time until I have to flip the script and be a business shark. But up until that point, I like to have a good time. And when people are happy, when people are laughing, when people are smiling, guess what? They spend more money. Can we say more money? Can I get
More
money? That is why when you go to casinos, when you go to places where they want people to be loosey-goosey with their credit card, they are giving them drinks. They have music playing. That is why when you go into the mall, when you go into stores, there's music playing. They want you to enjoy yourself, be singing along so that you can purchase more. And so definitely build that excitement. You build that excitement also with your own personal enthusiasm. Believe it or not, most people will mirror you. In fact, it is proven in psychology that people will mirror your excitement. So if you are excited, if you're getting excited, you're more than likely to have a customer, more than likely to have a client that is excited. So excitement and enthusiasm definitely starts with you. Whether it's playing music, maybe it's dancing and moving around a little bit, maybe it's telling a joke, maybe it is having people come out and do demonstrations. Whatever that is, bring in the excitement. The next thing is get personal. Get personal. What do I mean by get personal? Benicia, what do you think I mean by get personal?
Well, you want to make sure that your products, your services connects to the reader. Don't just make it generic. Make it something that they really want.
They want something that they can relate to. Let's keep it real and 100. Whatever that ad is, whatever that flash sale is, whatever the why is, make it personal. One of the great examples is the power of makeup hashtag that's on YouTube. That's real personal, where people are showing their before and after pictures with makeup on in this day and age. Get real, get raw, get personal, get interesting. That's going to help you build your excitement. And I definitely echo the sentiment of Benicia Ponder and Kristen Robinson when they say you need to post and post often. And I know we live in this age where people are like, soft sell. You don't want to be salesy. Don't be salesy. Listen, all the big companies are salesy. All the big companies are salesy. They're all giving you 25 commercials before the end of the day. And so the reality is this. You want to walk that line. I don't think you should oversell, but you don't want to undersell. And if you are going to choose one, I would rather a person who is an entrepreneur that is so enthusiastic, that is so confident about what they're doing that they oversell me. I would not want an entrepreneur who's underselling me. So, yes, there is, just like everything, whether you're making pie or making cake or making food, there's something called just right. So you do want to be just right. But if you can't just be right, then you want to overdo it. You want to make it very clear that this is something that you're enthusiastic about. In fact, Benicia, you and I had a conversation once where you shared about the fact that far too often entrepreneurs take their service and their products and they present it like it's a burden to the listener instead of presenting it like it's a solution to a problem. Would you ever think that you're being an overburden if someone had cancer and you're giving them a cure? Then you should feel the same way about your business. Do you remember that conversation, Benicia?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's something that it's a principle that I have to remind myself of, because we do have solutions to the problems that people have, and they're looking for us. They're looking for our solutions, and so you're definitely right. We need to share it, and no one will know we have it if we're just holding it on and staying quiet about it.
Absolutely. And then finally, the point that I have is that you need to be available when the sale goes live. Because those first couple of hours, there may be things that need to be corrected. There may be problems and errors. So you want to be available to make sure that the coupon code is working, that everything is working the way you anticipate it. Because there's nothing more frustrating for a consumer to put in a coupon code and it's not right. What do you think is going to happen? Most people just give up and move on because their attention span is so small. Very few people are going to try to find your email you that there's a problem and all that jazz. So definitely be available when the flash sale goes live so that you can catch any errors, because Murphy's Law, anything that could go wrong will go wrong. So you want to be available so that you can fix that. So those are my tips for flash sales. What are your thoughts on my tips, Benicia?
I love your tips, Anne. I love them, because it's really not just about the sale. It's about the relationship that you're building. So definitely with your making it personal and being available, I love that as that added customer service bonus.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now let's go to Halloween business horror story. Ooh, Miss Piggy is scary, honey. She's like shaking in her boots. Well, no, she doesn't have boots on. She's Miss Piggy. So she's shaking in her stilettos, honey. She has silver stilettos. I have silver stilettos also, and we're shaking in our boots. Ooh, scary music, scary music. So absolutely, here's the reality. I have been in business, whether as an entrepreneur or as a corporate executive, for a very long time. And boy, do I have a list of horror stories. But I won't scare you too much tonight. I want you to be able to eat that candy that you gathered up. So what I'll focus on is, in the past year, I actually have 2 experiences that have taught me a lot and that has really educated how I handle things moving forward. The first thing is, I found at the beginning when I first started in business, and maybe you can agree with this, because of my own personal fears, hesitation, oftentimes I undervalued my service because I just wanted that sale, and I thought maybe if it's too expensive, they won't buy. Have you ever felt like that before, Benicia?
Yes, absolutely. That's one of the reasons why I only had $3.11.
Exactly. And so you're doing all this amazing work, but you had undercut yourself so much. But here's the craziest thing. What I found is that the people who I gave this huge discount to, they had the most attitude and wanted me to work the most. Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. So you're telling me you are paying me less than my market value. I am doing more than what you're paying for, and you're ungrateful, and you have these high expectations like I'm a full-time employee that you're paying $50,000 to $100,000 a year, but you're not paying me that amount. People have champagne tastes, pardon me, on beer budgets, and you want to work with them because you see their vision and you also want the cash flow for your business, but you end up undercutting yourself, working way too hard. And when you begin to cut back because they're not paying you what you should be paid for that amount of work, they then want to catch an attitude. They want to catch an attitude, which is ridiculous. And I remember having a snap on one person because it's like, wait a minute, you are giving me far less than market value, yet you're expecting VIP service, and there has to be a balance. And it's not fair to want me to work like I'm a full-time employee and you don't even want to pay me like I'm a dishwasher. What are your thoughts on that subject, Benicia?
I absolutely agree, and I definitely agree. It's those clients who are paying you the least that are stretching you the most, and they are causing you to do so much. And at the end of the day, they don't really value your services. They don't value the effort that you're putting in because you have discounted it so much. So I've learned that lesson the hard way, and I think flash sales and discounts are perfect for those when you're offering the lower end type of products for them to say, hey, you know what, you might not be ready, because everybody's not ready for
Absolutely.
your higher end services. So you might not be ready for that. Let me go ahead and give you show you the done for, the done with you type of thing, or the product, you can do it yourself type of thing. And then when you are ready to step up, then maybe you'll be ready.
Absolutely. And it sounds horrible, and I hate saying that to people, but it's the truth. It is the truth. Some people...
Well, and you're the one who... No, I was going to say, you're the one who told me, Chanel has all these different lines, They have the price for a consumer who can buy the perfume as opposed to the bag, as opposed to something else. And so they have different price points, and every store has different price points, and you have to be that same way.
Absolutely. In business, I've learned that you have to be that same way, and that's one of the reasons why I started my Power Mastermind, is because I realized that not everyone financially can afford a corporate level or a one-on-one VIP level. And it's not that I don't want to be in collaboration with them. I just need to do it in a way that is financially feasible for me and also will give me proper time management. I think that is so essential. And so, yes, you're right. Chanel does it. All of the major brands do it. They have different levels. You have the haute couture, you have the ready to wear, and you have the perfume. So the reality is we need to take cues from those brands and really respect ourselves. So that's my one scary story. The second scary story is when I actually had to fire a client. And I've actually had to fire a client because for me, my number one reason that I ever fire a client is if I don't see you doing the work, if you're really not putting in the effort, I don't feel right just taking your money. If you are not showing up for your vision and your dream, I don't want to be part of that negative karma. I don't want to be part of that negative law of attraction. I need to set you free so that you can figure out what you need to do, because I don't want your attitude of not wanting to work and move forward to infiltrate what I'm doing and really become a cancer that affects other people. And that was hard for me at the beginning, honestly, because I'm one of those people that I want to be liked. Of course, who doesn't want to be liked? But sometimes you have to have those kind of tough discussions, and not everyone takes it well. Some people catch a mean attitude and want to treat you like you are the enemy when in reality you're just trying to liberate them because obviously they're not ready for whatever reason. Have you ever experienced that before?
Yes, yes. And I was like, ooh, that's horrible. It's horrible. But I've had to fire clients as well, especially when you recognize that they just aren't ready. And I've actually had to turn down some clients. And that could be scary, especially when you're like looking at your bottom line, like, I need some extra income. But when you also realize that you're there to serve, and I'm like you, I don't want to take anybody's money who's not ready. And so I've recently had to say to some people, like, it's not your time. It's not your time to work with me. When you get ready, we'll come back to it. And it's scary, but it's also necessary because you want to make sure that you're still enjoying your business at the end of the day.
Absolutely. It's scary, but sometimes necessary. You have the best lines, Benicia. You definitely are. You have a gift for words because that is a great line. It is scary, but sometimes necessary. And you really do have to do that for your business, for your brand, and for you to be able to sleep at night. Now, one more story. I have one more story. We have about 2 to 3 minutes. We have about 2 minutes to go. So let me do one more quick story. And it has to do with the start of my business. I officially decided to start Shero Rising in September, but I really didn't start doing anything with it until November. I stayed with one client from September to November out of fear that people are not going to understand, fear that there are so many business coaches out there. Maybe it's already too saturated for me to make any headway. And I think fear is a very scary thing because it will stop you sometimes from your biggest and best blessing. And so this Halloween season, I want to encourage everyone. With 2 months left out of the year, there is some work that can be done that can really change up what you think about when you think about 2017. There is time for you to make some inroads in goals and dreams that you have in business, goals and dreams that you have for life. And so with the last minute or two remaining, I want to encourage everyone to connect with me and my brand. Connect with the Power Biz Show. You can go to thepowerbizshow.com. That's thepowerbizshow.com to connect with us. And if you would like to connect with me individually, you can text the word Shero, SHERO, to the number 77948. Thanks, Benicia. You have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the PowerBizShow.com. Tune in every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a powerful 30 minutes of business advice from passionate and profitable business experts. Power up your passion and profits. Until next time, let's stay connected. Visit us at thepowerbizshow.com. We are proudly and powerfully sponsored by Bloomberg Business Week.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program